What is an egregore? The word egregore is Greek in its origin and it's derived from egregoris, which means wakeful or watcher. The most common definition of an egregore is an autonomous psychic energy composed of and influencing the thoughts of a group of people. There is another definition of an egregore, which is more significant for our research today. An egregore is a home or conduit for a specific psychic intelligence of a non-human nature connecting the invisible dimensions with the material world in which we live. This is true source of power. This has been a true source of power for the ancient cults and their religious, magical practices. Until today, modern times, which is an example of an egregore in modern times, is anybody that is a group of people, 3 or more people. That can be a friend group, work team, a company, organization, sports team, sports brand, even a family can have an egregore. An egregore can be a gathering of the same people for any occasions. They also form an egregore. Now, this is not just a conspiracy theory. This is a reality. It is described in the ancient books. It's something we need to study and be acutely aware of. In a plain English, an egregore is a collective thought form or energy field created by a group of people. It is an entity that is created when people join together with a common or a similar purpose, belief, or intention. It is a shared consciousness carrying the thoughts, fears, emotions, and desires of its creators. You can find the concept of an egregore not only in spirituality, but also in esoteric science and in psychology. Egregores can influence and shape the collective behavior and the energy of the whole group of people in both positive or negative way. And even though egregores can provide its members with a sense of unity, empowerment, inspiration, guiding their actions towards a shared objective, like any other energy entity, an egregore needs to feed. What does an egregore feed on? It feeds on energy. Whose energy does an egregore feed on? Your energy. This explains why oftentimes when you visit specific events with specific groups of people, you end up being depleted, exhausted, you end up having a headache or worse. Egregores can be intentionally created through rituals, prayers, focus meditation, and also they can be naturally created without knowing you're forming one. For example, certain internet communities can have an egregore. Certain internet communities can be formed intentionally so they can create an egregore which feeds on its members. Facebook is a very recent example of that. It's important to realize that egregore is not a deity, but rather an independent energy entity whose consciousness is guided by the energies of the people who created it. Why is it important and we understand about the existence and the power of the egregores? Because this insight gives us an understanding of where the collective thought is going, what is the collective intention, Is it going in a negative way, negative direction, or a positive one? Most egregores, unfortunately, eventually are turning out to be negative ones. And because we humans can only learn by example or comparison, I will try to give you a couple of examples of very powerful egregores. COVID, it was and is still an egregore. LGBTQ is an egregore. Hollywood and its productions are powerful egregores. Taylor Swift is an egregore. Any fashionable sports brand is also an egregore. All these egregores need to feed. Therefore, you need to be aware where you invest your energy, where you give your money to, what you pay attention to, what you feed your brain with, where you direct your attention to. And remember, every egregore, like anything in the universe, needs to feed, and it feeds on energy. Make sure it doesn't feed on your energy. As always, thank you for listening.